What's up, guys? This is Astranox. We got a brand new ML 5-star coming up to Epic 7, Boss Arunka. So let me check her preview right here. I mean, it just came out. Let's see. I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna talk about her skills. Oh my god, that's her. The one holding the sign. She's badass. Light Knight. I mean, she looks good. Of course. What else can we expect from Epic 7? Alright. With the Stein. Man, there's a bunch of like ML 5-star I need to get. This I'm gonna get her. This is a guarantee. I have the Mystic Medals. I mean, with the 5 accounts, just gonna figure out who's the best contender. Like, which account's the best for this hero. So let's see here. Big defense. Effect resistance. Okay. It's those skills. Start of the battle. Wait, what? No. No way. What the hell? You can't target anyone else behind her. What the hell is this? She already has a ton of defense. She's gonna get defense buff, and you need to single her out before you deal with anyone else. Of course. Oh my god. I'm gonna pause and talk about these skills in a second here. Defense break 2, scale off of defense. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is crazy. This seems busted as hell. So like, if you don't have AoEs, 24th of April, so 2 weeks from now, like 2 weeks, a bit more than 2 weeks, something like that. This seems way busted. So any attack that's not an AoE, you can't even... You have to attack her if she's in the front line. And then she's got a defense buff on top of having insane base defense. And barrier, like, right? Like, what is really good for survivability when you have a high defense scaling with defense buff hero? It's barrier. Like, you're getting so much value out of that because the enemy is barely dealing any damage to you. So you're gonna have to bring some defense penetration hero, or like even if you bring AoEs, you can counter AoE in the game. So like you gotta deal with her. Like that's another one that like you have to ban on top of every other threat in the game that might, you know, counter your playstyle. No wonder they're doing tournament with like up to like almost 40 bans like throughout the rounds. There's so many busted heroes in the game. It's crazy. Look at the buffs on her. Like, yeah, she's got defense buff, but then like you support her, and how are you even supposed to take her out? Like, you can even have like crit resisted, so like you can't even guarantee that you're gonna be critting her and penetrating her defense. Yeah, you could go with a hero that like penetrates defense that doesn't need a crit. That's ridiculous. And she's got defense break too. So yeah, this is about to be finished. After that, I'm gonna go over the skills and give you guys my thoughts. So I'm definitely getting her. Like there's no other way around it. Now I'm probably gonna get her on a bruiser account, right? So even if you bring her with like super squishy heroes, imagine the enemy doesn't have AoE attacks, which is it's, you know, doubtful. Like they probably have some AoEs, and if you're picking that hero, they're gonna do something to deal with you, right? But still, her kit, right? At the start of battle and at the end of the turn, when the caster is in the front row, grant Ferocious stand for 1 turn. Okay. At the start of battle and at the end of the turn. So, that's undispellable. You start with it, and every time you go, you get it. You get it. You put her in the front row, and that's going to be basically on forever. After being attacked, increase combat strength by up to 25%. So not only you gotta deal with her, but she's also cycling like crazy because she's getting 25% CR push, right? And then, and the next one, skill 3, attacks the enemy at an incredible velocity, dispelling all buffs, not 1, not 2, all buffs, before inflicting decreased defense for 2 turns. So this is a single target attack, thankfully. Grants increased defense and a barrier to the caster for 2 turns. Damage dealt and barrier strength increases proportional to the caster's defense. So, you don't have a turn reduction. It's already 3 turns. Already 3 turn, and you're getting a defense buff for 2 turns. So you can even bring defense buffer in the group. So she always has defense buff. You know, in case the enemy removes the defense buff or whatever. But this is good for survivability, but also for offense. I mean, you're stripping all their buffs and then putting defense down on them. Now, the damage of these things we'll have to see. And the damage happens before, of course, the strip and the defense down, because that would be completely busted if it was the other way around. She already has a super OP passive. And attack 1 attacks the enemy with a road sign and has a 75% chance after skill up to inflict defense down, decrease defense for 1 turn. Damage dealt proportional to the caster's defense. So, I mean, you got defense break on a skill 1, you got defense break on a skill 3 after a strip. But that's good. That's good. Her damage doesn't even need to be good that much, really. Like, just that skill 2, that warrants a ban in a lot of games right there. Just from that passive. And the thing is, you can't ignore her. But the thing is, you can disable her passive. Right? So, yeah. Archdemon Mercedes, you can disable her passive. And then, well, she won't have this anymore, and then you're able to attack the rest of the team. So by now in the game, there's multiple heroes that can disable a passive, right? So there's that. But if you don't have those heroes, if you don't bring those heroes, but what if like you try to bring a hero like that and it gets banned, or it gets banned initially, right? So yeah, it's you know, a picking and banning battle right there. But if she's let through, and even if they bring AoE damage dealers, they can't ignore her. Like, not every single skill is an AoE, right? So their skill 1 will have to attack her if you can't disable the passive, which means she's gonna be cycling that impending like strip defense down is coming with the defense up on her. So she's getting the defense up after doing the damage, so she's not getting the damage boost out of that. But still, if you're supporting her and you have a team that's not squishy, then even if the passive gets disabled, like, you can deal with that. You can just bring some cleansing, right? You can cleanse, you can have high effect resistance. If she has high effect resistance, you're gonna have some big problems dealing with her, because, you know, like, she can go full tank, like super high defense. She's getting that defense buff, getting a nice amount of health as well, nice amount of HP, and super high effect resistance, so you can't even disable the passive. And there you go, she's doing her job, right? She's doing her job, she's getting attacked, she's cycling fast. And if she's cycling fast, that means her skill number 3, I mean, it's always going to be up unless they can. It's basically always up. if they can't disable the passive, they can't attack anyone else. Even if they have AoEs, she's getting attacked. So that thing is gonna be put on her. And if you have super high effect resistance, that defense down, defense buff is not getting removed. The barrier is not getting removed unless they break it with damage. So very, very good contender for high effect resistance. Memory imprints, you know, all sorts of ways to increase effect resistance. And she's a knight. She's got access to knight artifacts. I mean, that could be Elbrus Ritual Sword or some other knight artifacts, of course, to something to boost survivability. But like if you go with Elbrus, that means like that's some potential defense breaks that you're applying throughout the battle. And if you're running a team that's like a turtle team, very tanky team, or you're pairing her with some squishy in the back, I mean, that's almost like having triple Spectre Tenebria damage dealers in the back. Right? Like you can't target them unless you AoE or unless that you disable the passive. But like having high effect resistance, defense buff staying on, that means like she's gonna be super, super hard to take down if built properly. So yeah, I'm gonna get her. We'll see what she's able to do, what kind of damage she's able to do, but we can go and check. Let's see her damage when she goes. So here, they try to disable the passive. But, you know, high effect resistance. And then, strip defense down. The damage was, like, very minimal. But the buffs are gone. The defense down's there. Of course, they're going to show, you know, what actually lands. They're going to show the clips that she's performing well. Of course, that's the whole point. They don't have any tell, like there's no tell that the other three are kind of like not shield, like you have to attack her. Like they're not like hiding in the shadows or anything. Yeah, she's gonna be very hard to deal with. Now that's a lot of stats though. Like you gotta build defense, that's for sure. You have to build effect resistance, that's for sure, right? And then you want some effectiveness or you're not going to be landing your defense down. But then like if you have to deal with teams that have very high effect resistance, she doesn't ignore effect resistance. So you can't just go full on effectiveness on her and try to have her as a reliable strip and defense down. That's ridiculous because you already have to build so many things. So yeah, let us know what you guys think about Boss Arunka in the comment section. Like I said, I'm getting her. I'll test her. We'll see what she's able to do. But when I saw that passive, I was like, are you kidding me? Like that's way too good. That's way too good. Oh, that's gonna be a nightmare to deal with this hero. But yeah, also man, let's see what she's able to do. Yeah, that should be interesting. That should be fun. So yeah, that's it for this one. I'm Astranox. Good luck with all ya do. Peace out for now.